Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Every morning I like to do a little routine to set myself up for the day. I really enjoy having this time in the morning to breathe and bring attention to my body and my mind. Taking a step back and observing the feelings inside my body helped me make sure that I'm starting my day off right. I found that if I don't give myself time in the morning to observe the possible emotional turmoil or pains I might be feeling, it becomes much harder to work these problems out when the day gets busy. This routine will take you anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes long, depending on how many repetitions you do and how deep you get into the movements. I always start my day by drinking 10 to 20 ounces of water. Drinking water first thing in the morning has a ton of benefits. I personally found that it helps my body wake up and it gives me more mental clarity early on in the day. Throughout this whole routine, make sure to take slow inhalations and exhalations through your nose. Being conscious of your breath is super important. We're going to start off by using circular articulated rotations. The idea is to take each joint through its full range of motion in a slow and controlled manner. These rotations help me slowly ease into my mornings and help strengthen my ability to move my joints through their full range of motion. It has also helped me to use my full range of motion for resistance training and general everyday fitness. It's important to note that everyone is going to have a different range of motion with these movements. You need to be doing what feels good for you. By being slow and controlled, you ideally feel if and or when the movement starts to become painful. If you feel pain, stop and reduce your range of motion. None of these movements should be painful. Each of these rotations can be completed 1 to 3 times, depending on how much time you have. Okay, with that being said, let's start the morning routine. First, let's do some neck rotations. Start by crossing your arms over your body and lowering your chin down to your chest. Then, move in one direction in a circle. After that, repeat the motion in the opposite direction. Alright, next, move towards mobilizing your torso. Go ahead and lean forward, rotate to the side, rotate backwards, and then just keep going in that full circle. Once again, repeat that in the other direction. After that, I'll usually work on my shoulders. Bring your arm up in a straight line out to 45 degrees. Raise your shoulder up and then rotate forward, down, and back in a circular motion. Then repeat the movement in the opposite direction. Repeat this on your other arm. Next, externally rotate your arm and raise it until you can't go any further. Then, rotate your arm internally and continue. Do the same thing coming back up, starting with internal rotation, and then when you get to that sticking point, go into external rotation. Now repeat this process on the other arm. Now let's do some wrist mobility. Go ahead and grab your wrist and just do some circular rotations here. Figure out what feels good. Grab the opposite wrist. Okay, hips. Grab something like a chair for stability. And then raise your leg on the opposite side. Slowly swing your knee outward until you can't go any further, and then internally rotate your hip and continue the motion. Once again, reverse this process. And repeat it on the other side. Now we are going to get on the ground to work on our knees and our ankle. Place one leg on the ground and put your opposite leg up while bringing your arm underneath, and then use your other arm to create a type of headlock position. This will help reduce movement from the other parts of your body / your upper leg. We'll then externally rotate our foot while keeping our ankle locked, raise it, internally rotate, and then lower. After doing this a few times, we'll start with the internal rotation instead of the external. Now we'll bring our hand that is touching our leg on the shin bone and do some ankle rotations, starting with external rotations. And repeat it on the other side. Next, let's work on some toe mobility. Depending on your mobility and strength with your toes, your shins, and your ankles and your feet, you will either be standing, squatting, or something in between. We'll start by lifting up our big toes for 5 repetitions while keeping the other toes down. Now lift all the other toes while keeping your big toe down for 5 repetitions. Next, lift up all of your toes, and then keep them up. Now bring down your big toe for 5 reps, and then your other toes for 5 reps. Very good, guys. The first part of the routine is over. Good job. Now let's move on to some other movements. Go ahead and stand up and move to the back of your mat. Start by lifting your arms up and behind you, and stay here for a sec. Don't be afraid to push your pips a little forward, but make sure you're not feeling any pain. Take a second here. On the exhale, relax down into a forward fold. Take some time here. Feel out your body. Really try to relax. On the inhale, think about pushing your butt out and lift halfway up, touching your knees or your shins. Then exhale, wiggle your feet a little bit wider and sit in a deep squat. Once again, feel free to relax or move around, wiggle, anything you need in this position. Now let's lower our right shoulder and lift our left hand up and look at the sky. And repeat it on the other side. Once again, if you can't go as far as I'm going, that's totally okay. Work in the range of motion that you feel comfortable and pain-free in. Good job, guys. We're going to be doing these next 2 repetitions with our breath, so a little bit faster. On the inhale, bring your feet together and rise back up with your arms over your head. Exhale and relax down. Inhale and lift halfway. And then exhale and get in a deep squat. Let's do some rotations again. Take a second. And then inhale and rise up once more. All right, let's repeat the process. All right, great job, guys. Let's get in a tabletop position with our toes tucked and externally rotate your arms. Now we're going to move forward and backwards to feel the stretch in our feet and in our wrists. Now let's go into some circles in one direction around our hands and go in the other direction. After your wrists and feet have warmed up a little, let's head into some cat and cow to wake up your spine. And on the exhale, push your hands into the ground and round your spine upwards. While inhaling, arch your back, rotate your hips, and look upwards. Repeat this process a few more times. You might find that it feels good to start the movement in your hips and then move the rest of your body from bottom to top, each vertebrae at a time. Now, bring one foot forward and to get a nice stretch in the front of your hip. Grab a pillow if you need for your knee. The focus should be on bringing your knee forward while also squaring your hips. If you want even more of a stretch, go ahead and grab your back foot like I'm doing. Now let's switch to the other side. Alright guys, go ahead and lift up into a forward fold. And then see if you can walk your hands out into a downward dog position. Take some time to warm up into this position, and don't be afraid to explore your movement by bending one leg or the other, rotating from side to side. Really, whatever you need here is good. Once you're ready, slowly move forward into a plank position. Hold that. Then move back into a downward dog. And we're going to repeat this a few more times. On this forward move, we're going to stretch the front body even more by extending from the plank into an upward dog position. Okay guys, you did it. Good job for getting this far in the video. If you feel like you need to bring awareness or warm up any other parts of your body, of course, feel free to do this. Today I decided to hop in a deep squat for a little bit longer and feel out my hips. On top of this morning routine, if you have a pull-up bar at home, I would highly recommend hanging for 1 or 2 minutes. I get some great stretching and decompression from hanging. It's also really great for your grip strength and for your posture. I'd also recommend doing some meditation or some intentional breathing at the start of the morning. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you enjoyed the video and tell me what type of routines you enjoy doing in the morning. I hope you have a good rest of your day.